Welcome, everybody, to ETV's coverage of South Suburban Boys Soccer here coming from Eagan, Minnesota, Wildcats Stadium. Hello, everybody. My name is Nathan Cron. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Skip Newton, and the award-winning ETV crew. The introductions are done, and the Eagan Wildcats are set to take on the Lakeville South Cougars in South Suburban Soccer action. Skip, the Eagan Wildcats had a mixed week last week. They struggled against Farmington on Tuesday. Then on Thursday, they beat Shakopee soundly, and then had a game on Saturday at Minnetonka. It did not quite go the way they would have liked. We're pretty much at the midpoint of the season. You know, the season only has another 3 to 4 weeks left before we have section playoffs. Where's this team at, and what are they going to have to do tonight to be successful against a good Lakeville South team?
You know, they need to play more consistently. You know, it seems like they go in stretches where they play just really good team soccer, and things are clicking, and it looks like they can beat anybody. And then they'll have games where, you know, even the game, the win against, you know, Shakopee, it felt like they were sometimes a little disjointed and things weren't quite going the way they wanted, and they go in those stretches where they just have a tough time connecting passes. And what I'd like to see is more consistency just all around, you know, from the team. And I'd also like to see, you know, somebody besides, you know, senior captain forward Derek Siet, you know, put the ball in the net. I mean, we need to see somebody else step up and score some goals.
Interestingly enough, the starting lineup tonight is going to have some new additions to it. Coach Butuli is going to go with some different players, give them an opportunity to show what they can do. Starting off the bat, you know, Charlie Burke notably, Jacob Tran's going to be in the starting lineup. So we're going to see some interesting players in the starting lineup that we haven't seen before, and we're going to see the return of a player we've expected to see for most of the season, but due to injury, Daniel Redlin is making his first appearance for the Wildcats tonight. He's a senior captain. He's a defender. Skip, what do you know about Daniel Redlin, and what does he bring to the table?
You know, he brings a lot of experience and quality play on that back line. Of course, he moved up early to the varsity squad last season and became, you know, their best defensive player almost from the word go, and unfortunately suffered an injury during the summer and has not been able to play. It sounded like he was going to come back last week, but was unable to do so. He's finally back. He's in the starting lineup. That's a big plus for the Eagan Wildcats.
It's a big plus to have Daniel Redlin, your senior captain, back there with Tyler Wilcox in the middle with, it looks like they're going to put, let me check my binoculars here. It looks like we've got, it is Jacob Tran on one side with
Jake Sondag.
With Sondag on the near side. As we're waiting for everybody to make sure that they're in the right place. You've got Johnson, Prouty, and Siet in the midfield with Villasenor, Lennertz, and Hackenmuller up front. Check that. That's Charlie Burke. Apologies to Charlie. He said he just had he was getting his first start, and of course, I misname him. Lakeville South Cougars coming off their last game, a 1-0 loss to Rosemount High School. And so they're going to be looking to right the ship. They're in action next on Thursday against Farmington, another conference opponent. And what started off a very wet and sticky evening has turned into actually a rather pleasant evening as the sun has gone down and the wind has come up. As that ball comes in looking for Burke. Doesn't quite find him. Interesting move, Skip Newton, to move Derek Siet from a forward position into something of a center attacking mid position. What do you make of that?
You know, I think it's another sign by the coach, you know, Josue, that he's trying to mix things up and you know, find the right combination that works, right? You know, like you said, a new start for Charlie Burke up front. We saw last week, you know, another first start by another forward. Hannon Axelrod's gotten a chance. We've seen Melvin Kamara as well in one game. So it seems to me he's just mixing things up, trying to find that guy to go along with, you know, Siet up on the front line to give him someone to help take kind of the scoring burden off him. But I am a little surprised that we don't have his speed up on that last defender, because he is so fast and explosive when he gets into open space.
Well, as you saw there, Burke laid off for Siet and gave him an opportunity. This Cougars now attacking Cortez, lays it off that time for Castro, and Castro shoots it well wide.
Mateo Castro, number 11, it is out of bounds. Goal kick,
but in
Wildcats.
Siet's history of playing here for the Wildcats, he seems to have done better, and not only does Coach Butuli believe this, but former varsity coach Tim Foley also believed this, that the more touches that Siet gets early in the game, the better he seems to play. And so maybe this is an opportunity to give him an opportunity as Charlie Burke is going to be flagged for offsides.
Yeah, in that regard, he's a lot like that star wide receiver on a football team, right? You want to get them targets, get them touches early, get them involved. If you ignore a guy for too long, they kind of become a little bit more complacent. So maybe that's the same logic here with See It.
If there's one player on the field here for the Wildcats that you definitely want making runs off of layoff balls, See It would probably be one of them. Probably has as good a straight line speed as virtually anybody on the pitch for the Wildcats. A foul here against the Lakeville South Cougars. Wildcats will take a free kick from the midline. Johnson's ball, check that was Prouty's ball, comes squirting through all the way back to Timothy Sarich, the sophomore goalkeeper. In fact, both teams tonight starting, check that, Woodley for the Wildcats is actually a junior. Sontag looks for Burke. Burke does a nice job of fleeing that towards See It. Walcott finds Prouty. Nice sequence of passing here for the Wildcats as that ball's chipped in, looking for Burke. Charlie Burke would need a rocket sled to catch that one, as Surich claims. Strong wind moving from left to right, basically at the back of the Lakeville South Cougars. Started earlier in the evening with the girls' game, a 1-0 win for the Wildcat girls against Lakeville South. There was very little wind, but now as the sun has gone down, there is definitely more, and now the Cougars are going to break. Here's an opportunity for the Cougars that's played away by Prouty. Nicely done coming back from the midfield position. Wildcats were in danger as Prouty again intercepts. And now he's going to draw the foul. And I think that's a case, Skip Newton, of no good deed going unpunished.
Yeah, he a little aggressive there. Through the left shoulder. Easy call for the center referee. Will have a free kick about 44 yards out.
Beautiful little ball in for Lakeville South. Unfortunately for them, one of the defenders in blue gets to it first. Here's an opportunity. Villaseñor's got an opportunity to break. He's got a little bit of space. Got Burke making a run. Villaseñor tries a little fancy back heel, but doesn't realize that Burke had already gone up the pitch. And so he wasn't able to necessarily make it come off. Like the creativity from Emilio Villaseñor, and then he is one of the players on the field for the Wildcats that can create opportunities like that, but they have to be on the same page. Otherwise, it has a sense of beautiful futility. Sondag is going to give it a chase and send that into touch. In the first handful of minutes here in this game, it's been a rather up and down affair. Wildcats have strung together a few nice passing combinations, but neither goalie particularly troubled.
It will be interesting to see as this game moves forward in the first half, how the substitution patterns, do they stay similar for Coach Batuli? What we've seen in previous games is the starters getting a really good chance to do something with their opportunities. He does not like to substitute until well into the first half. Looking for that right combination. We'll see if that holds true here tonight as a nice save there by Woodley.
Woodley with a nice job staying with that ball as that ball was bounced around. I'm sure the Wildcat defenders would like to take that, relieve Woodley of that responsibility coming up. If the Wildcats are going to press, they're going to need to press as all 11. Otherwise, it's, you get a sense these Lakeville South players are just going to pass around them, but we'll see what happens. Is nicely done on the far side. That was Burke winning the throw. Cougars with 4 at the back, just like the Wildcats. Nice throw over the top, and Tran will try it again. Lakeville South Cougars come into this action 2-5. Wildcats with a 4-5 record. So both teams looking to claw back into within a spitting distance of or 500. It does not come off for Siet on the far side. And now Lakeville South will have a throw. Well, here's an opportunity for the Cougars down the side. Redland's going to give chase. Takes a little bit of contact there, but nicely does, and he is able to chip that ball into touch off of a Cougar. So not only does he protect the goal, but he earns the throw. And Siet is going to draw a foul, what you would call an easy match control foul, a nice little push in the back. And Lakeville South graduated several good players off of last year's team that defeated these Wildcats 4-1 in Lakeville. And as a result, this year so far, in 7 games, they've scored 7 goals and they've allowed 7 goals. So it really has not been, it's been something of a scoring drought for these Cougars. As they try to chip, Castro tries to go up and over the top. And now here's a beautiful ball down the sideline. Prouty's going to give chase. South gets to it. Looks for an opportunity. Tries to put it on net. It's blocked smartly that time by Johnson. He gets it back. Another block, that time by Redland. Quality stuff from the Eagan defense. And now we'll have something of a truncated clearance off of Tran. And that's going to go out for a throw.
Good job by the Eagan defenders there, blocking shots. That's a big part of the game, especially when down within that 18 box. You give a guy a clean shot, a chance to just wind up, and then your goalkeeper almost has no chance if that thing is put in the right spot. But getting in front of that and sacrificing the body, a couple of Eagan defenders, well done.
Yeah, 2 great blocks, one by Redland, one by Prouty. And here's Redland again using his head. He's going to have to be careful here. Is this one going to get to the end line? And it's not. Smartly done by Daniel Redland to prevent the corner from occurring. Wildcats packing most of their players down deep into the penalty area. Ball's going to find several sets of feet before it's chipped finally towards the midfield. And that's Villasenor on the far side. Check that, it's Villasenor on the near side. That was Ryan Leonard's on the far side. Charlie Burke's going to give chase. And Surich puts that well into touch. Smartly done that time by sophomore goalkeeper Timothy Surich.
Nice play there by Burke to not only deflect that forward, but then to follow after it quickly and force the goalkeeper to hastily kick that to the side. He doesn't want to kick that straight into Charlie Burke, and ended up winning possession of the ball. Nicely done by Burke.
Davis Hackenmuller is going to come in for Leonard's as Siet's cross goes well over the end line. So you see Davis Hackenmuller, who has demonstrated already this season the ability to put the ball in from anywhere basically inside 30 yards to the goal. And he's also flashed some real speed, some real straight line speed this year, something he had teased us with a little bit before. As this ball takes a weird deflection off of a Lakeville South defender, and the Wildcats are going to earn a quick throw.
Yeah, Davis Hackenmuller loves to use that speed on the outside, often passing the ball to himself in open space behind the defender. I'm sure we'll see that move eventually once he gets the opportunity. It's one of his go-tos. Nice pressure there, down deep.
So far, Wildcats doing a solid job of controlling the ball. A few opportunities here for Lakeville South, but Wildcats continue this type of possession game. South's going to find it hard to create opportunities. This ball goes flicking well past everybody in either a white or blue uniform. It's going to go off for a Wildcat throw as Walcaz and Redland are your center backs. No substitutions yet for the Wildcats. Check that. Hackenmuller had checked in for Leonard's. As Johnson flings it away. Villasenor attempts to fake out the defender. Sondag nicely steps up. Oh, he just could not control it off his foot, but that was a nice step by the young outside back, Jake Sondag.
So something to take note of is, Jacob Tran getting the start tonight in place of Jack Joseph, who's been, a regular both in the starting lineup and on the pitch. I mean, just doesn't get a lot of time off. Rumors are he was not feeling well and wasn't going to play tonight. I'm not sure if those rumors are true, but the fact that he didn't start suggests that he might not be available tonight.
Well, Joseph, if I'm honest, I think that there have been times Joseph has played like an absolute all-state player. I mean, he's been a defensive demon. He's added offensive pressure to his game using his speed and fearlessness from the outside back position. So that would be a real blow for these Wildcats if he is not able to play. As Villasenor with some nice footwork takes it off of the defenders. And Joseph is on the bench. He is in uniform, so we'll see what he can bring tonight for the Wildcats. As Villasenor has a monkey on his back that then climbs off. Oh, Villasenor nicely done up the sideline. Falls for Siet. Siet with some upper space, and he's pushed off the ball. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised there was not a call there.
Yeah, that one baffled me as well. It looked like a fairly obvious one, a push really over the kind of the left side of his back and knocked him down, and it's not easy to knock down Derek Siet, so no. I was a little shocked by that non-call. No, he's such a strong player and has the ability has great balance. So when he goes down, he's let's say it this way, Skip. It's unlikely that he's going down looking for a foul. I'll say it that way. And of course, referees have a responsibility to protect players that have skill and strength and things like that. So we'll see what happens. But maybe the next time that ball falls or that it comes down that way, maybe we'll see something different. So maybe right here, as Siet has the ball, he's taken off the ball. That's a nice tackle that time by the Cougars. Sondag's going to be challenged by Cortez. Cortez tries to get it on his left foot. Now he goes by Prouty. Now he sends it into the box. It's played away by Redland. Redland's going to give chase. Now it falls for Castro. Castro's going to wind up. Send that toward Woodley, who says thank you very much. Some good team defense there by the Wildcats, making sure that everything stayed in front of them. They were always goal side of the Cougar forwards, forcing a harmless shot.
Burke doing a nice job using his head, of course, with his height. It's one of his real advantages, but already in this game, Skip, we've seen Charlie Burke use that head of his several times as Hackenmuller gives chase before it goes out of bounds for a south throw. And that's something that the Wildcats have not had on the pitch very often early in games, as Charlie Burke has come off the bench more often than not. But several times he's used his head and shown a propensity to try to flick that on as this ball comes into the penalty area. Here's Lakeville South winding up and shooting. It's off the crossbar. Oh, unlucky that time. We're going to have an offside call in any event, as Cortez was offside apparently at the time of the shot, which is going to create an opportunity for a free kick for the Wildcats. And that was an absolute rocket off the crossbar. And the Wildcat defense is lucky that they are not down 1-0 at this time.
Yeah, that was a fantastic shot. Woodley had absolutely no chance, as that thing was just a rocket. Fortunately, off the crossbar, and then also fortunately the offside position called. Wildcats need to pick things up a little bit, get some pressure down on the other end.
Burke with it. Oh, some nice fancy footwork by Charlie Burke. And it has to be played out that time by the Cougars. And the ball goes out of bounds off of Villasenor's foot. So hard from our vantage point to see when that ball goes out of bounds, but Paul Kagami has the best look on the field. This ball gets pitched in by Feint. It's going to go out of bounds and over the end line for a corner. It's going to be the first corner here for the Cougars tonight. A real opportunity for a team that has not scored a lot of goals this year, Skip Newton.
side.
Yeah, I was going to see if maybe they'd put in a left-footed kicker to take advantage potentially of a strong wind blowing into the goal, but they do not.
Hit away by Prouty. Gets deflected back in towards goal. Hackenmuller's going to send that well up the field. Boy, he finds Burke. Nicely done by Charlie Burke. Charlie Burke spins around the defender. He's 1-on-3, but he's going to do a nice job of holding everything up. Siet's ball, unfortunately, finds a Lakeville South defender. Definitely not what Siet was looking for there, as Villasenor was still making his run. Now Prouty steps up. Here's an opportunity for Villasenor. He's running. He's trying to get by, and he does not get by, but the ball does go out of bounds over the end line, and we're going to have a goal kick. It's off Villasenor. The South defender complaining, thinking he got taken down by Villasenor, and I think Villasenor got away with just a little bit of rubbing.
Yeah, it looked like he might have nicked the heel as they were running, racing for that ball. A great play by Villasenor, not only to beat the defender, but to beat the goalkeeper to the ball. I mean, if he deflects that just a little bit more right, that could have been a quick goal for the Wildcats.
Junior captain Michael Johnson. Ball now finds Burke. Comes back out. Sondag with it. He's going to send it over for Prouty. Prouty's got quick pressure. This little chip between Burke and Siet. Siet's going to slide it in. Oh, Burke to Siet. Nicely done. And one of the best celebrations anywhere in the South Suburban Conference. Derek Siet taps it home. It's 1-0 to the Wildcats.
Just an outstanding play there by the Wildcats. Burke with a perfect pass, finding Siet heading in the right direction. Of course, he has great ball control when under pressure and in tight spaces. He's able to tap it forward and get past that last defender, and from there it was an easy pass into the corner as the goalkeeper was coming out but had no chance. Derek Siet once again putting the Wildcats in the lead.
Well, Charlie Burke rewarding Coach Butuli's faith, giving him a start and an opportunity. And look out, Charlie Burke with a nice little touch. We've already called out his name a couple of times for doing a nice job with his head, but that time, Skip, it was his feet.
Would love to see this goal give the Wildcats a little bit of momentum, right? Let's see if they can pick things up and take advantage of that and really start applying more pressure onto the Cougars. I mean, as great as that goal was, that was really the first significant scoring chance that the Wildcats have. Kudos to them for capitalizing on it, but we want to see more pressure down in the left end of the field here.
And, of course, we've seen that earlier with the Wildcats. There have been times when they've dominated a game and the other team takes one shot and scores a goal, and that happened earlier this year against, I believe it was Eastridge, and that was just a really unfortunate turn of events. But for the Wildcats, now it's working.
The assist number 3, Charlie Burke.
The official score is giving that to Jake Sondag and not Derek Siet. I think there was a bit of a miscommunication from the scorers table. We'll work with the producers to see if we can get some better information on that. But we're going to give that to Siet in the 19th minute from Charlie Burke.
But one thing that's nice to have, and this play was a perfect example of it, Daniel Redlin is really good at getting up and playing the ball with his head at its highest possible point. And there was a great example. He was so far above the rest of the players on the field. That can become a crucial skill to have in a game, especially on free kicks and, of course, corner kicks like this one.
It's going to be a right foot out swinger. Ball comes in, looks for Cortez, can't find anybody. Falls for Hackenmuller on the far side. He's going to break. He's got an opportunity. Davis Hackenmuller has some green grass in front of him. He's got one defender to beat. Beats that defender, but that defender gets some help. And Hackenmuller gets spilled to the pitch.
Nice job by Davis there, controlling the ball, getting it out of harm's way, knowing that if he booted the ball when he had the chance, up for Burke, it's basically Burke against the entire, Cougar defense. Instead, he used his speed, he used his dribble to control and to possess, and that allowed the rest of his team to start catching up, and they could at least attempt to form an attack as a team.
Well, it's a good trend for the Wildcats. The Wildcats are 4-0 when they score first. They are 0-5 when they don't score first. Skip, is that a trend or a mirage? You tell me.
It sure feels like a trend, and I hope that trend continues now that we've scored the first goal of this game. Eagan has not been very successful at home this year. It's a another weird trend. That the one I don't want to see continue, for the record.
It's not that the Wildcats have had poor play necessarily at home in every half. They've had several games where they've dominated, they've played well, and they just have not been able to cash in when they've had opportunities, and the other team gets, a lucky, what you call a lucky goal, or maybe just a goal that kind of comes out of nowhere against the run of play. So you got a foul here against the Wildcats. They're second of the half. We're going to see what the Wildcats can do here. The first thing they're going to do is intercept the ball. Nicely done by Emilio Villaseñor. Plays for an ECNL, an Minnesota Thunder Academy ECNL team, and received some post-summer awards.
Wildcats are probably just happy to be playing on a regulation-sized field instead of that cracker box they were playing on at Minnetonka, which was just an odd decision to play on such a short field, a small field there. And we're going to have a free kick here for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Charlie Burke did a nice job of drawing contact there. You might say that Charlie Burke was the one. He didn't draw contact. He ran over the defender. The defender wasn't trying to make a play on the ball, and Charlie Burke was. So here's an opportunity for Hackenmuller. I imagine at this distance, with the wind in his face, he'll probably go to chip this into the 18 to see what can happen with it. And he does. Nicely done that time by the boys in blue.
Boy, not one but two Wildcats right in perfect position. I don't know what the Cougar defense was doing, but they were not following that ball. Another, and we say this every game, another gorgeous service ball by Hackenmuller, and awesome to see that, again, two Eagan Wildcats there trying to head that one, and unfortunately not successful.
Yeah, it was Seat and Redlin. Redlin up from his center back position, and as you pointed out earlier, Skip, Redlin, Charlie Burke's not, Charlie Burke's not the only guy on this field that can get up for the Wildcats. Redlin has some good height of his own, and right there demonstrated a nice job. And I almost wonder if both of those players being up at the same time may have actually interfered with their ability to try to steer that on goal.
Yeah, that could have been a communication thing, and who knows, maybe, Redlin's first game of the season, trying to work out the kinks a little bit, the intricacies of playing with teammates he hasn't played with for a while. But yeah, letting each other know, which one had the better angle on it, and could have maybe made that a little bit easier because both of them were wide open.
Sondag going to put that into touch. Nicely done. He's battling over there against Cox. Check it, it's Pisseth.
Goal kick Wildcats.
A little bit of break there for the Wildcats as that throw and pass back was perfectly executed. Unfortunately, the cross for the Cougars was not. Hit that harmlessly wide of the net, so a nice goal kick opportunity here for Woodley.
Trend line definitely not in the Lakeville South Cougars' favor here either. They have not done well in terms of being able to score goals. 7 games, 7 goals scored.
Substitution for the Wildcats.
My elementary school math will tell me that is a 1 goal per game average, Skip Newton, and if at that rate, that's not a positive thing, as now we see Jack Joseph for the first time taking the place of Jacob Tran was actually going off. Sondag switches to the other side, and Joseph covers the near side. A 1-2 there between Johnson and Seat. Doesn't quite come off. Lakeville South leaves it for Seat. Seat showing that balance. Looks for Hackenmuller, can't quite get it to him. It was a nice play across. Hackenmuller like a dog looking for a bone. He's going to chase that thing all the way to the other sideline.
Nice hustle there by Hackenmuller. Great footwork there by Seat trying to get it over to him. Just one too many defenders to weed it through.
Center referee Connor Tobin, I think, calling for a foul there, a handball.
Yeah, that one got just to the side of that Lakeville South player couldn't quite get his body moved over in time, so it hit him in the arm.
Another opportunity for Redland to trot forward. See it trots forward. We'll see what Hockenmuller can do. A replay of what he did earlier might just be what the doctor ordered. And that time, Sirich came out and made the play, cradling it down to the ground. Hockenmuller probably put that just a little too close to the goalie. But nonetheless, still required a nice save.
Yeah, I think the only way that would have worked is if instead of coming, from the far angle and angling in towards the goal, which is what you want to do, if there had been someone directly in front of it, maybe you can just use your head to flick it past the goalkeeper. There was an awesome opportunity for Seat, and I'm sure he would love to have that shot back.
Well, there aren't too many times that Derek Seat's going to have a lot of green space around him and an opportunity to square up and shoot. And you're right, Skip Newton, that was not on frame, and that would be not characteristic of the desired effect and desired outcome that he would like to see. In any event, the Wildcats will continue. Lakeville South doing a nice job of bringing that ball up slowly and building from the back. You get a sense that Lakeville South, if they're able to tie this game up quickly, they might still be in business, but the longer this goes 1-0, you have to think that that's going to start wearing on these players in white. Ball's going to go down into the corner. It's touched in the far corner that by Sondag. It's played out. Cougars looking to try to get across, but a lot of Wildcat defenders. Nicely done, pulled back and sent into the penalty area. The clearance is made by the boys in blue, and now it comes to Hockenmuller, who's got a little bit of extra room. Now he's got a lot of extra room. He's got yards and yards in front of him, and no defender is stepping up to stop him until now, but Hockenmuller's going to run right by him. The ball stays inbounds on the side. Hockenmuller's going to punch that towards goal, and it's going to be deflected out by a corner for a corner, and I think that is the Eagan Wildcats' first corner. Skip Newton, what a play by Davis Hockenmuller.
That was outstanding. I mean, he just kept dribbling up the far touchline. He had the one guy on his hip. He maintained possession the entire time. No one else stepped up. He'd get around one guy, there'd be another guy to get around, and then he finally deflects it off him. An outstanding play.
Hockenmuller sends this in with his right foot, falls for Seat, looks for Johnson. Now to Emilio Villasenor, gets it on his left foot, puts it towards goal. It's Sirich, pitches it up in the air. And Charlie Burke crashed looking to slam that home and could not. Nice play that time by the sophomore keeper. And here's another interception by Villasenor. He looks for Burke, doesn't quite come off. I think we're going to have, we're not going to have a foul there. I thought maybe we'd have a foul and some advantage play. But as it turns out, it was not. South Cougars might be reeling here a bit, Skip Newton, as Villasenor now tries to get it on his left foot. Now he's looking to come up with something creative. Now he spins onto that left foot, crosses it over. It's deflected away, falls for Johnson. Johnson finds Hockenmuller. Hockenmuller with some fancy footwork there on the side. Oh, he's dispossessed. Well done that time by the Lakeville South Cougars, although the clearance attempt finds Sondag's numbers.
Would have really liked to have seen one of the defenders step up and provide a supporting option there for Hockenmuller. He was being well defended in front of him. The passes to both his right forward and left forward were completely shut down, but there was space behind him, but nobody filled in and offered a support option.
Villasenor and Charlie Burke trying to occupy the same space, proving that Matter cannot occupy the same space. But here's Villasenor suggesting that maybe that ball belongs in the back of the net, puts his right foot to it and sprays it over the top of the net. Villasenor lost his balance as he went through. It's going to go out for a goal kick.
Boy, Villasenor is having a whale of a first half. That guy looks hungry. He looks like he wants to score. He is making plays happen. I love the pressure that he's putting, far deep into the defensive, third of Lakeville South. He's not letting them out easy, and that is producing scoring chances.
Evan Galachin is going to checked in at the last throw-in for Derek Seat. Now with just under 9 minutes to go here in the first half, 1-0 to the good for the Wildcats. Now Hannon Axelrod's going to take the place of Charlie Burke. Charlie Burke's going to get a well-deserved high five from the coach and a pat on the back as he comes to the sideline.
Yeah, an outstanding, first, 30-plus minutes in this game by Charlie Burke. I mean, he made things happen up there. He worked well with Sid. He worked well with Villaseñor. That was a formidable front line, especially here in the last, we'll call 10 minutes. And, of course, the big play, the assist on the Sid goal.
Jack Joseph being dumped to the turf there. A little surprised. And Jack Joseph says, all right, you're going to dump me to the turf. I'm going to see how you guys like it down there in the green. Ball nicely played out. It's going to be a handball against Joseph. Unlucky that time for Jack Joseph. Feeling a bit aggrieved that he did not receive a whistle farther up the pitch.
Yeah, one might be troubled to try and find a way to make Jack Joseph play harder and run faster. The only way could possibly be the other team knocking him down and him getting a little fired up, because he has energy to spare. The guy just never stops.
This is Thompson standing over the ball here for the check it. That's Johnson standing it over for the Cougars. Sent it in with the right foot. Nicely done. Oh, nice header. And it just goes over the top.
Header for the Cougars by Garrett Johnson, number 9, is out of bounds.
Dangerous play there. That was perfectly executed up until the shot. A ton of power on that header. Of course, power isn't what was needed. It needed to be well placed, as that was a shot from, 6-7 yards at most. And, man, if he gets on top of it and hits that down, unless that's right at Woodley, that's a goal.
No, I think Evan Woodley would be hard-pressed to stop that ball with the force that ball was carrying towards goal. Wildcats fortunate that it was sprayed up and over. Unlike the girls' game, we will not have any water breaks here as the sun has gone down. The temperature has dropped, although all the various software applications still tell us it's in the low 80s.
Hopefully we can avoid a lightning break. Seeing some off to the left horizon.
Now the weather radar looks fairly open as Melvin Kamara has checked in for the Wildcats. And we're going to have a foul here as Miklo Jones was dumped to the turf. And right now, Wildcats, assuming they can keep controlling this ball, certainly look the more dangerous side to score, Skip, as they've had some opportunities. Hackemüller's going to send this in, looking for either Galachin, Prouty, or Redlin, who's trotted forward. Here's a nice lob drop. It's flicked on by Hannon Axelrod, and the ball goes to a Wildcat who punches it home.
Melvin Kamara was there to get that one off the header. A perfect volley off the head. What a shot and a goal.
It's Melvin Kamara's first varsity goal. Well done, young man. I believe it came off of a header or a knockdown from Hannon Axelrod. So Melvin Kamara cashes in for the Wildcats with only 5.5 minutes to go here in the half. The referees are having a talk to make sure that there's nothing untoward about that. But in the 35th minute, Kamara from Axelrod, and the Wildcats now enjoy a 2-goal lead, as there are some worrying flashes of light on the horizon, but the weather radar looks clear. It looks like that lightning's well away from us.
Yeah, it's definitely quite a bit off to the north, so I'm sure it'll be fine unless it happens to be heading straight south, which would be out of the norm. But a great goal there. Another beautiful ball played in on the free kick, setting that whole thing up. Hannon Axelrod with a nice header.
The assist, number 5, Hannon Axelrod in the 35th
not able to put it onto goal, but that would have been a near impossible flick onto goal. But putting it where the goalkeeper couldn't get to it first. I mean, just a brilliant play and an awesome one-touch shot by Kamara and finishing it. Just a fantastic all-around play by the Wildcats.
Well, if there's one thing that Kamara has sometimes struggled with, it's that consistency, and that's one of the reasons you're a reserve player. When you're just not as consistent, perhaps as he could be. But that type of play is the type of play that's going to earn him more minutes. As that ball comes up, and I think it hit Hackenmuller in the arm. And we're going to have a throw, not a free kick. But for Melvin Kamara, hopefully that's the start of a real confidence builder. Give him an opportunity to get more minutes for this team.
Well, we talked about getting something from players that we don't normally get scoring from. We talked about getting someone else involved besides Derek Seat. We got a goal from Kamara here. We got an assist from Charlie Burke, and now we've got a stoppage.
And we're going to have I think we're going to have a lightning delay. It's unfortunate, but I think we're going to have a lightning delay. We're going to.
That is the call. Yes.
That is the call. Now, historically, that means a 30-minute break and clear the field.
And that will be a minimum 30-minute delay.
So we are going to have a weather delay here at Wildcat Stadium. The score is 2-0 to the Wildcats with 4 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the first half.
You will need to exit the stadium.
The stadium has to be cleared.
Prefer that you move to your
The
vehicle.
players have to head into the school.
This is for everybody's safety. Lightning spotted in the vicinity of the stadium.
And what we're going to do is step aside here on ETV
30-minute delay.
as we are going to have a 30-minute delay before play can restart. And that's just the way it's going to be. So, again, 2-0 to the Wildcats. We're going to have a 30-minute delay starting from a few seconds ago. So we will be back in about 30 minutes with the rest of the first half and the second half of this game here on ETV.
Minimum 30-minute delay. That delay can reset itself each time that lightning is spotted in the vicinity of the stadium, so we'll keep you updated. And this is for everybody's safety. The teams and the officials will move to the high school building. Fans will need to exit the stands and exit the stadium. We prefer that you move to your vehicles. We will need the teams and the game officials to move to the high school building. And fans will exit the stands and exit the stadium. We prefer that you move to your vehicles in the parking lot to wait out the delay. We'll keep you informed when the game will resume. And it's a minimum 30-minute delay. Lightning in the vicinity of the stadium. 30-minute delay can reset itself each time that lightning is spotted in the vicinity of the stadium.
Oh no. Oh, just my handprint on the window when I was trying to close the door. We have the windows open anyway.
We just have this nice, cool gradient.
Alright,
Yeah.
we should probably go down then if that's what we're supposed to do.
So we're supposed to go in our cars?
I think we just have to
School?
exit the stadium. So. Alright. Is it all the windows?
We do now.
We should close everything up.
We do now.
Sure. So of course everybody's just standing around outside. We're supposed to actually leave the stadium. Yes, they are. Well, Josh wants me to make a graphic for this. Can I? Is that okay with you? Go ahead, but shut the door. Don't take too long. I will. Hey, sorry, they let me stay up here for an extra minute to make this. Where do I find the type tool? Yeah, edit title design.
Well, welcome back to Eagan High School, the Eagan, Minnesota campus of Eagan High School and Eagan Wildcats Stadium. If you're a little bit confused, don't be confused because we don't have teams. We don't have teams. We don't have fans because we are in a weather postponement. This weather is not moving off as much as we'd like, as quickly as we'd like. So we've still got some visible lightning. So we're going to be postponing this game, and the game will be restarted in the future, at some future date to be determined, with the score 2-0 to the Wildcats with 4:06 to go in the first half. So we'll be picking up this game at some point in the near future at a time to be determined. Just want to say thank you to our award-winning ETV crew, Greg Borman, Nick Mudd, and Savina Cisneros. Thank you so much for sticking with us on this coverage, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, the game has been postponed. So we will see you on Thursday when the Wildcats, both boys and girls, take on Apple Valley High School here at Wildcat Stadium. And hopefully we won't be thwarted by Mother Nature. As you know, Mother Nature is undefeated in human history, and she continues her undefeated streak tonight. So for Skip Newton, I'm Nathan Cron, for our ETV crew and everybody here at Eagan High School. Thanks very much for joining us, and look for the reschedule coming up soon to a internet near you.